Good morning, students. Today we are going to see MO energy level diagrams for coordination complexes. After we have the many assumptions and consideration for the molecular orbital formations, we are going to see MO energy level diagrams for the coordination complexes. Whenever two atomic orbitals combine to give two molecular orbitals, the one of the lower energy orbital is called bonding orbital and the other of higher energy orbital is called as antibonding orbital. Here the combination of 6 metal orbitals and 6 ligand orbitals gives 12 molecular orbitals, 6 of which are the bonding and 6 are antibonding orbitals. The relative energy levels of these orbitals are shown in the figure. The metal orbitals are shown on the left hand side. There are all the 9 metal orbitals import the 3 T2G orbitals are unaffected by combination of the ligand and sigma orbitals. The 6 orbitals of the ligands are shown on the right hand side and the 12 molecular orbitals of the 3 T2G orbitals are shown in the center. The orbitals having A1G symmetry gives two molecular orbitals labeled as A1G and A1G star. The former being a bonding orbitals and the latter being an antibonding orbital. The orbitals having T1U symmetry gives 6 molecular orbitals. Out of them, 3 are called bonding orbitals which are degenerate and are labeled as T1U. See in the figure, A1G and one of the ligand orbital out of 6, they combine, it gives one A1G and A1G star orbital, that is one BMO and A1G star ABMO. T1U, these are the 3 orbitals. These 3 orbitals combine with the 3 orbitals from the 6 ligands and they gives the 3 bonding and 3 antibonding. Similarly, EG and T2G orbitals. T2G orbitals remains non-bonding. They are at the center of the diagram. EG orbitals, they are 2. They combine with the remaining 2 orbitals from the ligand group orbitals and gives the EG and EG star orbitals, that is 2 EG bonding orbitals and 2 EG star antibonding molecular orbitals. Thus there is formation of the MO energy level diagram. The remaining 3 are called antibonding orbitals which are degenerate and are labeled as T1U star. The orbitals having EG symmetry give 4 molecular orbitals. Out of them, 2 record bonding orbitals which are degenerate and are labeled as EG. The remaining 2 are labeled called as antibonding orbitals and they are degenerate and labeled as EG star. 3 T2G orbitals are unaffected so far as sigma bonding is concerned. They are non-bonding orbitals. The overlap of metal S and p orbitals with ligand group orbitals is extensive, so they are a large differences in energy. There are large difference in the energies resulting A1G and A1G star. T1U and T1U star bonding and antibonding. Thus, the A1G and T1U molecular bonding orbitals are lowest and A1G star and T1U star molecular antibonding orbitals are highest in energy. The EG and EG star orbitals are less widely separated because of the poor overlap between dx square minus y square and dz square orbitals and the ligand group orbitals. In a system without pi bonding, the T2G orbitals are non-bonding and therefore they have the same energy as in the metal ion. The energy difference between the T2G and EG star molecular orbitals is called delta O, as in crystal field theory. From the MO energy level diagram, with it is clear that the 6 sigma bonding orbitals which are nearer to the ligand orbitals have more character of ligand orbitals than the metal orbitals. Hence, it can be said that electrons occupy the bonding molecular orbitals are mainly the ligand electrons. Similarly, the electrons of the metals to find field in the antibonding molecular orbitals are mainly from the metal electrons. Many electrons in the non-bonding T2G orbitals will be pure limit electrons when they are no ligand pi bonding orbitals. Filling of molecular orbitals. Once the relative energy levels of the bonding and antibonding molecular orbitals in the complex are established, it is a simple matter of fill the available electrons in order of increasing energy. With a D1 complex, for example, TiH2O6 3+, there will be 13 electrons to be accommodated, 1 from the Ti3+ ion and 12 from the ligands. 12 often these electrons will occupy the bonding orbitals, that is A1G 2 electrons, T1U 6 electrons, EG 4 electrons. There will be 1 electron in the T2G orbitals. With DN complex, the T2G and EG star orbitals will fill up in the same way as in crystal field theory. When the high or low spin complex will be formed will depends upon the value of delta O, the energy difference between T2G and EG orbitals. The delta O value will be essentially the same as the crystal field theory. The difference on this point between crystal field and molecular orbital theory is simply one of the description. On the basis of crystal field theory, T2G and EG star orbitals have different energy levels simply because of different effect on them of an electrostatic field. On the basis of molecular orbital theory, T2G and EG star orbitals have different energy because once it is antibonding and the other is non-bonding orbitals. Compare the two complexes or two complex ion CO F6 3 minus and CO CN6 3 minus. MO energy level diagram for COF6 complex ion shows here. In this complex ion there are all 18 electrons. Out of these 12 electrons are accommodated in A1G, T1U, EZ orbitals. From the remaining 6, 4 are placed in T2G orbitals and 2 are placed in EG star orbitals. Since the energy gap between T2G and EG star is small and pairing energy is large, 3 electrons first accommodated in T2G orbitals with parallel spin, 2 electrons go to the EG star orbitals with parallel spin, and then the 6th electron pairs up with one of the T2G electron in T2G orbital. The smaller energy gap delta O between T2G and EG star is attributed to the lesser extent of overlap between EG orbitals of the metal and the ligands. Hence, the COF6 3- ion contains 4 unpaired electrons. It shows paramagnetism and it is a high spin complex. See the second complex COCN6 3-. MO energy level diagram for COCN6 3- complex ion shows that there are all 18 electrons. These entered in A1G, T1U, EZ, that is 12 electrons will be accommodated in these orbitals. The remaining 6 electrons are placed in T2G and EZ orbitals. This is due to the fact that the energy gap between T2G and EG is very large. All the 6 electrons they are get accommodated in T2G orbitals and EG star orbitals remains vacant. Here delta O is greater than pairing energy and hence the COCN6 3- ion does not contain any unpaired electrons. All electrons are get paired and therefore the complex COCN6 3- ion shows diamagnetism and it is a spin paired complex. Thus when we can compare COF6 3- and COCN6 3-, one is paramagnetic, another one is the diamagnetic. Thus we can compare these two complexes which are without pi bonding. One is paramagnetic and another one is the diamagnetic. The complex NiNH3 6 2+ MO energy level diagram for this complex ion is shown here. See, in this complex there are 20 electrons, that is 8 from nickel and nickel 2+ ion and 12 from the ligands. Out of these 20 electrons, 12 electrons are accommodated in A1G, T1U, EZ orbitals. From the remaining 8 electrons, are placed in T2G orbitals, that is the 4, and 2 electrons enter into EG star orbitals with parallel spin. The magnetic property is confirmed with the presence of 2 unpaired electrons in the complex, that is complex is paramagnetic. See here at the right hand side there is Ni2+ metal ion, its orbitals, and at the right hand side there are 6 NH3 ligand orbitals. They combine At the middle stage, there is the molecular orbitals for the complex Ni NH3 6 2+. This complex is without pi bonding, and thus it can shows the electrons as they are accommodated in A1G, T1U, EG, T2Z and EG star. EG star contains 2 unpaired electrons, and thus MO energy level diagram shows that this complex is the paramagnetic in nature.